Hello everyone and welcome to today's practice. We're going to start by taking a deep breath in and a full breath out. As you arrive on your mat, let go of any distractions and bring your awareness inward. Notice how your body feels in this moment, without judgment, just observation. Breathe in deeply through your nose and hold at the top. Exhale fully. And again, inhale and exhale. One more time, filling up completely and letting it go. As we move today, listen to your body. Move with intention, not force, and set an intention for today's class. Maybe strength, fluidity, or maybe just presence. Now let's begin. So we're going to start with some seated hip circles. We're going to find a comfortable position in our tabletop with our wrists under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. We're going to begin to circle our torso, shifting forward and back and to the side, really moving intuitively and imagining your hips and your spine moving with your own intuition, moving as one. You can switch the directions of your hips, moving left to right and right to left, finding fluidity and intuitive movement. Now we're going to come into a down dog. So come to all fours. We're going to tuck our toes and lift into downward facing dog. On our next inhale, we're going to inhale to plank pose, making sure our wrists are under our shoulders and really feeling a straight and flat back. On our next exhale, we're going to exhale down into cobra. So exhale, lower to the mat and slide through your fingers and push up into cobra. Feeling a beautiful curvature of that spine, really releasing the low back. Really releasing any tension you may be holding in your back or chest. We're going to inhale, coming back down to the mat. We're going to curl our toes under, and on our next exhale, we're going to push our hips up and back into downward facing dog. So now that we're in our downward facing dog, once again, we're going to flow through this a few more times. So inhale, coming to plank pose. Getting straight, getting comfortable here. Really pressing our fingertips into the mat. And exhale, lower into cobra. You can even do upward facing dog, pushing off the tops of the toes and bringing your thighs up off the mat. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Once more, now we're a little more comfortable with this. We're going to inhale directly into plank pose. Exhale, cobra. I love doing this in the morning. It feels so good to just have a little wave with your spine going. So exhale down to the mat. And on your next inhale, push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Or upward facing dog, whatever's more comfortable today. Exhale, back down to the mat. Inhale, push up and back. Find your downward facing dog. Maybe do a little pedal of the feet this time. Inhale, back down to plank. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. And you see that you feel your spine getting even more limber. Now we're going to come back to tabletop for a moment, just get centered here. The purpose of today's practice is to really get our breath in sync with our body. So we really want to be inhaling, exhaling in a fluid motion with our body. So from tabletop, you can push back to downward facing dog. And from here, we're going to take our right foot, inhaling it up to three-legged dog, and stepping it on the outside of our hands, the outside of our right hand. And you can bring the left knee down to the mat. We're coming into a little lizard pose, so we don't have to get down to our forearms quite yet. But what we're going to do is we're going to make sure our right hip is pushing forward and our left hip is pushing back, so we get a nice stretch here, maintaining a flat back. What we're going to do is we're going to exhale, pushing our legs straight, and inhale, coming back. So this is the motion. We're just stretching out our hips with our lizard pose. So exhale, fold over that knee, inhale back to lizard. Exhale, folding back. Inhale, folding forward. And just find the natural rhythm of your breath here. Really stretching out that hip. And feeling a deep stretch in your groin as well. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. And you want to move that left knee back to feel a nice stretch of the top of your left thigh. Inhale forward and exhale back. Inhale forward. We can push off our left foot, coming into a low lizard. And we're going to meet our right foot back down to our left. And we're going to push back into our downward facing dog, so we can take that on the other side. So inhale your left leg up now to three-legged dog, and bring it on an exhale to the outside of your left hand. Now our right knee can come down to the mat, and we're just going to get situated here, feeling comfortable with where our foot is. We have our left foot on the outside of our left hand. And on your next exhale, we're going to push back off the left heel, keeping our hands on the inside of the mat. Inhale, come back to lizard, and exhale, fold over that knee. You can even find a little sway of the hips here as you move intuitively in this pose. And exhale back. Inhale to prepare, coming back. And exhale, really stretching that left hamstring. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe on this next one, inhale, see if you can bring your right knee even farther back, creating an even deeper stretch of your right thigh. And exhale back. Inhale, lizard lunge, and on your next exhale, you can curl your right toes under, lift up, bring your left foot back to meet it into plank pose, and then push back into downward facing dog. We're going to come down onto our knees. We're going to come to our knees and face the center of the mat, coming to a kneeling position. We're going to extend your right arm overhead and reach to your left, stretching your side body. Big inhale, deep exhale. Now we're going to inhale to center and switch sides, grabbing our left wrist with our right hand and twisting to the right, breathing deeply here. Inhale to center. We're going to take that one more time. So left hand grabs right wrist, lean over the left side. Inhale deeply into the right side body. And exhale. Inhale to center. Grab the left wrist with the right hand. Lean right. And exhale into that left side body. Position. We're going to face the front of our mat. And we're going to bring our right foot forward, coming into a low lunge. Bringing our left knee back. And making sure our right knee is over our right ankle. So we're going to breathe deeply into a low lunge. You can curl your toes or leave them flat. And we want to really twist our torso to frame the front of the mat, twisting towards our right leg. Then what we're going to do is we're going to place our left hand on the mat next to our foot and reach our arms up. Inhaling into this beautiful twist. And when we exhale, we're going to shift our hips back, straightening our front leg, and folding over our leg into a half split, similar to what we did before, and folding gently. So we're going to breathe between these two postures. So inhale, right arm goes up, left hand grips the mat, and exhale, shift those right hips back, right hand comes down to the mat. Inhale, coming back up to low lunge, twisting to the right, and exhale, coming back down to the mat, shifting those hips back. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, coming into low lunge twist, and exhale, pushing our hips back. Trying to keep our leg as straight as possible while not forcing it. We want to be gentle with our bodies in postures like these. Now we're going to inhale. One last time, twisting over to the right side, and exhale, coming back into half split. Now we can slide our knees back to meet each other, coming into that kneeling position once again. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So take your left foot, make sure your left ankle's under your left knee, and slide your right knee back, coming into low lunge. Now we're going to take our right hand, place it next to our right foot, and twist over to the left side now, keeping those arms as straight as possible. And then on our exhale, we're going to bring our left hand down to the mat and straighten out our left leg, folding gently over. Take a few breaths here, as this is our first posture on this side. Inhale, coming into low lunge, twisting, really using that torso to guide our movement. And on our exhale, coming back down to the mat and straightening our left leg. Exhale. Inhale, twist. Exhale, straighten. Moving with your body here. Inhale, twist. Really opening the chest. And exhale, coming back down to the mat and straightening that leg. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. Low lunge lizard. Low lunge twist, and then exhale, coming back to halfway split. Beautiful job. We're actually going to come into our standing section of class. So we're going to be coming into a wide-legged forward fold, Skadhanasana, a side lunge. So we're going to step our feet super wide apart. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold forward. And we're going to begin shifting our weight side to side, bending one knee at a time, coming into Skadhanasana, and move fluidly here, keeping your breath steady. Inhale, left side, right foot comes up, exhale, center. Inhale, right side, left foot comes up, exhale, center. Let's do 8 more of these. Inhale, left knee bends, right foot comes up, exhale, center. 7. Inhale, right knee bends, left foot comes up, exhale, center. Inhale, left side, right foot comes up, exhale, center. Inhale, right knee bends, left foot comes up. That was 4. Inhale, left leg, right foot comes up, exhale, 5. Inhale, right foot bends, left foot comes up, exhale, center. 6. 2 more. Inhale, left knee bends, right foot comes up. 7. Inhale, right knee bends, left foot comes up. 8. And exhale, center. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to come into dancer's pose or standing bow. So we're going to ground, facing the front of our mat, we're going to ground into our left foot and bend our right knee, reaching for our ankle. And we're going to press into our foot. We're going to press into our hand with our foot as we lift our chest forward. And we're going to hold this for a few breaths. Really trying to extend that foot upward. Breathe deeply and focus on one thing in the room. Really kicking that foot into that hand, bending into that left knee, not locking it out. And exhale. exhale to release. Now we're going to take that on the other side. So grounding through our right foot, we're going to bend our left knee and kick our left foot into our hand, bending deeply into the right knee and drawing that right arm overhead, coming into dancer's pose on the opposite side. Breathing deeply, focusing and regaining balance. Really trying to bring that foot as high up as we can while maintaining our form. And exhale to release. Into our goddess pose with some little dynamic arms. So we're going to step our feet out wide like we did before. And we're going to turn our toes slightly out. We're going to keep a nice generous bend in our knees in our goddess pose. So this is our goddess pose with our cactus arms. So we're going to move our arms dynamically. So maybe cactus arms, lifting and lowering our arms as we inhale, maybe reaching our arms and knees up, and exhale, lowering them down, or just reaching overhead. We're feeling strong and grounded, and we're externally rotating our knees so they don't go past our toes. We're going to inhale, coming into star pose, exhale back down to goddess. Inhale, star, exhale, goddess. 2 more. Inhale, star, exhale, goddess. Inhale, star, exhale, goddess. Now we're going to come back down to our mat for our cool down section of class. So we're going to come into our pigeon pose so we can face the front of our mat. And if you don't want to come into pigeon, you can come into our deer. So we're going to have our front shin parallel to the front of the mat, and then our back shin parallel to the wall or to our side. That's your first option. Your second option is to come into pigeon. So we want to keep our right ankle close to our body, and we want to make sure our torso is aligned. So you don't have to keep your shin totally parallel for this one. You can keep your shin in towards your body. You want to make sure your hips are squared, and you can either stay upright with your fingertips on the mat or come down to your forearms, whatever's more comfortable. If you have blocks, that's great too, or a bolster. You can lay your head on the bolster. And we're just going to breathe here. I think today I'm going to go with the upright version. Breathing deeply into that right hip. Really drawing that left leg back. Breathe. Feeling a nice elongation of the spine as we inhale. And the compression as we exhale. From pigeon, we're going to come into the opposite side. So I'm going to roll onto my right hip, swing my left leg out in front, bend my left knee, and swing my right arm back behind me. So just a little 180. So we have our right leg out long behind us. We have our left leg bent. Our left ankle is pretty close to the body. Again, squaring those hips off. And using our fingertips to ground us to find a good position for our hips to be in. And breathing deeply, trying to keep a straight back as much as possible. You can stay up on the fingertips again. Really breathe into that left hip. Feeling calm, cool, collected. Breathing. Now we're going to exhale. You can come down to the mat, come down to your forearms, you can come down to blocks, or you can come down all the way to your cheek or bolster, whatever feels most comfortable today. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale. Ribcage expands. Exhale, ribcage compresses. We're going to come up and come back down to our butt. And we're going to come into a seated forward fold or a butterfly fold. So we have 2 options here. With a seated forward fold, we have our legs out long in front of us. We're going to inhale our arms up, straight back, and exhale, folding over our legs. Trying not to arch our back. We want to really be hinging from our hips in this pose. You can grab onto the heels, grab onto the balls of the feet, toes, whatever is most accessible and comfortable for you. Breathe here. into the back of the hamstrings, showing some love and energy into our legs. For our second option is to come into butterfly, so we can bring the soles of our feet together with our knees straight out wide. And same thing, we're going to keep our hands on our feet, really using that leverage to open our hips and our knees. We're going to keep a straight back, inhale, and exhale, folding over our legs. Breathe here. The goal is to get our knees and our legs as close to the ground as possible. Find some stillness here. For our next pose, we're going to lay back onto our backs. We're going to take our right ankle over our left knee, coming into a reclined figure 4 posture. So we're going to start like this and then slowly drive our left knee into our chest. So our right knee is bent, our right ankle's over our left knee, and our left knee is coming in towards the chest. We can use our right elbow to get some leverage to push our right knee out, creating some space. And we're going to breathe deeply here. We're going to slowly release, and we're going to take that to the other side. So bringing our left ankle over our right knee and then driving our right knee into the chest. We can use our left elbow to create some leverage and breathe deeply into the left hip, creating some space. Showing some love to that left glute, to that left hip. Breathing deeply and fully. Enjoying this beautiful stretch. Take one last deep inhale and slowly exhale, bringing your knees down and releasing your legs. And now we're going to roll our lower body up, catching our feet with our hands to come into happy baby. So you can have your hands hooked onto your two first fingers hooked onto your toes like this, or you can grab onto the outside of the feet. And we want to make sure we're pressing our lower back into the mat and driving our knees into our armpits. We could do some rolls around with our lower spine, really stretching that hip groin and breathing deeply here. And once we feel called to, we can come out of happy baby slowly. We're going to come into supinal twist. So we're going to inhale our left knee into our chest, and then use our right hand to guide it over to the right side, cactusing out our left arm and looking over our left shoulder. Breathe deeply here to this twist. It's a beautiful posture for our spine and for our neck as well. Breathe deeply here. Feeling connected to our breath. And feeling at ease. Letting go of any tension we may be holding on to. Inhale, bringing the left knee back into the chest, and then meeting it back with our right leg, coming out to, let's take a full body stretch here. before we go into the other side. Inhale the right knee into the chest and use the left hand to guide it over to the left side, dropping the knee to the floor and cactusing out our right arm and looking over our right shoulder. Breathing into this twist on the opposite side. Getting longer with each inhale and twisting even more with each exhale. This pose is so great for digestion and overall flexibility. And it's one of my favorite postures because it's so calming. You can slowly come out of that, inhaling the knee back into the chest and exhaling it out long. So you have two options today for Shavasana. We can do our classic Shavasana with our legs splayed out to either side of the mat with our arms either open to receive or down to ground. Or a classic Shavasana, if that feels right today. Or you can do our legs at the wall. So I have the wall conveniently right here. So what you would do is you would place your butt right up against the wall, leaving no space and keeping your legs up the wall. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but this is a beautiful posture for resting, and it releases all that tension out of the back from carrying your legs as well as the blood rushes down to back down to your body, and it feels amazing after a long day. So whatever's more accessible or comfortable or feels like you're called to do today, just do whatever pose that is. Same thing with legs up the wall, open to receive, down to ground. We're going to let our bodies fully relax, softening everything, softening the gaze, the tension, the whole body, the neck, the shoulders, the chest, the stomach, the legs, the feet, the eyes beneath your eyelids, the head, the neck, the ears. Just breathe. Feeling all your chakras aligned. And just resting in peace and knowing. When you feel ready, you can roll over to one side into a fetal position and thank yourself for coming to class today to practice on your mat. You can push off your hand to come into a seated position, and we will end the practice together. Keep your eyes closed or have them open, but find a comfortable seat, hands at heart center, and acknowledge yourself for showing up today. Whatever energy you cultivated in this practice, carry it with you. Take a final deep breath in. Hold at the top and exhale completely. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.